probably not enough. It's not enough time this year.
No,
This year.
after Christmas.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, buyers, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to what is sure to be another very special Harcourts Rata and Co auction at number 59 William Street in LALOR. My name is Robert Ozzimo and I proudly represent the company of Harcourts Rata and Co. I'm joined here today by the best team in the north, the team. Should you require their advice, please feel free to approach either Mark. It's his birthday today, by the way. Mark behind the camera, Gio, Leon, Alex, Ivan, and of course we've got Julian, Vocale and Viavattene, who's coming out right on cue and who I'm sure you've had the great pleasure of meeting throughout the marketing campaign. Boys, let me share with you now the following announcements which are in place to help you bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions are made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for a property after the property's been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for a 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in an extremely flexible 30 to 90 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything is in there, everything is quite clear. So buyers, it's with my highest recommendation what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. The postman and Santa Claus know it as number 59 William Street, but you know it as your next family home here in the very heart of LALOR and William Street, where we've got access to a plethora of infrastructure, rapidly growing infrastructure around us, making life very easy, but also supporting through capital growth as the years progress. Walking distance to Station Street shopping, May Road shopping, Lawn Street shopping, walking distance to Thomastown Station, walking distance to High Street, walking distance to St Luke's Primary, walking distance to LALOR High. Need I go on? Everything in terms of infrastructure is at our fingertips. Now add to that a home of a luxuriously appointed, absolutely nothing to do. Not 1 square inch of this home has been left without thought. Every single square inch of this home has the current owners have poured luxury and their heart and soul into it. There is nothing left to do. Not only is it a fantastic renovation, not only is it a great floor plan, but is it done to the highest standard possible, so you can buy with absolute confidence knowing that you're buying a quality home in a quality location, a plethora of accommodation, a flexible floor plan, 4 bedrooms in total, serviced by those 2 bathrooms. What an opportunity! Not only an opportunity for this side of the Christmas, which is few and far between, but an opportunity unlike many that we ever see on the market. So if not this one, then which? If not now, then when? Now is the time, buyers. If you'd like to get the sold sticker up on the board, now's the opportunity to reserve that right. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for number 59 William? Who'd like to start us off? I don't mind the call, buyers. I'm in your hands. Start me where you like. This is your moment, your time. Where can I see you start? Always the most quiet part of an auction when we ask for a little bit of money at the front. Everybody tends to go a little bit shy and a little bit quiet. But it is an opportunity for you buyers to start from a position of strength, an opportunity to look every other potential buyer in the eye and say, no, the keys are mine. An opportunity to stake your claim, to mark your territory, buyers. You've got that chance now. I don't mind the call. I'm in your hands. You start me where you like, buyers. This is your moment, your time. I've had my say. Time for you to have yours. Our instructions are clear here today. We want to see sold sticker on the board. If you want to be the one putting it up, this is your opportunity to secure that right, buyers. Where can I see you start? Oh, some very shy bidders among us here today. You might have noticed I'm not so sure. I can start on the vendor's behalf if you'd like. I'd like to give you buyers the opportunity to start where you feel most comfortable, though, rather where I dictate we should start. You've got that opportunity now. But the thing about opportunities, you have to take them when they're before you, because once they're gone, they're gone. You've got the chance now, buyers. I don't mind the call. I'm in your hands. Where can I see you start? I'm going to make it nice and easy with your buyers, for your buyers, with a vendor bid at 850,000, bargain basement buying at that. I would suggest that that is well below replacement value at 850,000. I'll take participation in rises of 25 on top at 850 the bid. At 850,000 and 75 it's got to be. At 850 the bid now. At 850,000. At 850,000 looking for 75 on top at 850 the bid. We know we've got some interested parties here today at 850 the bid. At 850,000 an opportunity now to get a jump of the competition at 850 now and make it 75 in the rise. At 850,000 once. At 850,000 we're done. At 850,000, second call at 850 now. Are we done? 875 is the call. Can I say 75 now? At 880, even better, sir. At 880,000. At 880 the bid. At 880,000, new bid in here. There's the bid. There's the competition. The opportunity is with you all. At 880 the bid now. At 880,000, fairly been offered bid here. Opportunity with every other interested party here today now. At 880,000. At 880,000 now, fairly been offered at 880 the bid. Got to be at least 900 in the rise. At 800,000, 880,000 I have now. At 880 the bid for the first call. At 880,000 all done. At 880,000 twice. At 880 done. Finished. At 880,000 now for the third and final call. 880 the bid. All done.
900.
At 900,000, welcome. Best of luck here today. 20, the quick retort at 20. At 920,000. At 920,000. How about take me to 50, ma'am? At 920 in the bids there. At 920,000, fairly been offered now. 920 the bid. At 920,000, fairly been offered. At 920 bids there, across the road. Opportunity with you at 920 I have. At 920,000. At 920,000. At 920,000, bid there. Opportunity here at 920,000. First call at 920, done. At 920,000, second call at 920. Are we done? Finished. At $920,000 a bid for the third and final call. At 10 at 930 now. At 930,000. Did anyone call a taxi? At 930, 40? At 40, at 940. Back there at 40, man, 50 if you like. At 940,000. At 940,000 now. At 940,000, bids with you at 40 now. At 940 the bid. At 940,000, fairly been offered 50, can I say? At 940,000 and the bid's there. At 940 the bid now. Once at 940,000 at 50 got. At 950,000 at 55. You sure not 60, sir? Don't show weakness to the competition. Keep strength in the bidding. Can I say 60? At 955 now. 955. At 955,000. At 955,000, your five still good with me. Same courtesy if you like. At 955 now. At 955,000, the best response, ma'am, to a small bid is a bigger one. At 955,000, the bid's there. At 955 once. At 955 done. At 955,000, second call at 60 now. 65 if you like at 960. At 960,000. At 960,000, fairly been offered there. Across the road at 960 the bid. At 960,000. At 960 the bid. Fairly been offered now at 960 for the first call at 960,000. Done. At 960,000. Second call at 960. Done. Finished. Third. Final call at 960 the bid. Are we all done? All finished. All silent. Out. At $960,000. Bids here at 960. If you've come to buy, show me now. We're definitely done over there, sir. At 960,000. Thank you once more for your bidding here today. At 960 the bid. At 960,000. Still great buying at that. I'd suggest at 960. At 960,000. First call. At 960 the bid. Second call. Third. Final call. At 960 the bid. All done. No, sir, but a bid will certainly help. Can I get you involved at 960? I'm only taking 5 in the rise, so 965 will get us closer. Can I say 65 now?
We'll see.
You'll wait?
I'm waiting since we got the market.
Oh, no worries. I might come back to you. I'm going to hold you to that, though. At 960,000, looking for 65 in the rise. First call at 960, done. Second call at 60. Third, final call at 960,000, all done. at 65, welcome. So you make me work hard for that bid at 65. At 965 and the bid's at 965. At 965 and make it 70 now. At 965,000, fairly been offered now at 965. At 965,000, 70 if you like now on top. At 965, you've got to be decisive, bid quick if you want to buy. At 965,000, fairly been offered now at 965. No, I'll take 5. If you bid twice, I'll take it though. It's got to be 5 in the aggregate. At 965,000, make it 70 now. At 965 the bid. At 965,000 once. At 965,000 twice. Third, final call at 965,000, all done. All finished, silent out at 965, bids there, 70 if you like, ma'am, at 965,000. If we don't get it on the market, it can only deal with the highest bidder. So if you want that to be you, you must be the highest bidder. At 965, the bids there at 965,000. Need to know in or out at 965. First call, second call, third at 70 now at 970. At 970,000, sir, back against you at 970. Can I suggest a bigger bid? At 970,000, fairly been offered now at 970. The bid's there. Thank you. At 970, wouldn't be the first time. At 970,000. At 970,000, bid there. Opportunity with you. At 75 now at 975. At 975,000 now at 975 the bid there. At 975, 80 if you like. Tell you what's better though, $1 million is better. At 975. At 975,000, fairly been offered now. At 975 the bid. First call at 975, all done. Second call, 975,000 done. Finished. Third, final call, 975,000, all done, all finished.
You take 2.5?
Ma'am, it's got to be 80, surely, at 975,000. Can I say 80? At 9, if it's worth 77.5, it's worth 80. At 975,000, the bid's there, the opportunity with you at 975. At 975,000, need to know at 975 the bid. Consider the renovation. Consider the luxury at 975,000, the land size, the location, it's all in your favour. At 975,000, the bid's there, the opportunity with you. Can I say 80 now? At 975,000, confirm instructions, Al. At 975, once, twice, third, final call, 975,000, all done, finished. So, at 80 now, at 980,000 at 980 the bid. At 980,000 now. At 980,000, fairly been offered now, 980 the bid. At 980,000, we're back here, back against you, sir, at 980. At 980,000. At 980,000, bids back there against your bid at 80. At $980,000 the bid, once at 980, all done. 85 now at 985. At 985,000, ball back in your court, opportunity back with you at 85 is over there at 985. At 985,000, fairly been offered now at 985 the bid. At 985,000, first call at 985, all done. Second call at 985 the bid, done, finished. Third, final call, $985,000 the bid, all done, all finished. All silent and out at 985. How are we going over there at 985? Sir, can I confirm that bid at 985? Bear with me one moment. I'll seek some instructions. I'll be back momentarily. Thank you. Oh, buyers, thank you so much for your patience. It's never an easy decision on auction day for vendor, nor is it for buyer. My instructions have been rectified. We have had a reduction in the reserve price here today. However, we are not quite there just yet. So what happens from here, buyers, if you are indeed here to buy, I do need to see your interest now, because the law states that I can only deal with the highest bidder. That means, by law, the highest bidder will enjoy the first, the only, and the exclusive right to negotiate with the vendor at their reserve price. That means I cannot entertain your offers. I cannot entertain your interest after the auction. I can only entertain those of the highest bidder. So if you're sitting back thinking that I'm going to deal with the agents or with the owner after the auction, that will not be the case. I can only deal with the highest bidder. So if you have come to buy, there's your competition. I must see your interest now. There's the bid. What do we say? Joel, can I just confirm the bid?
985.
At 985. At 985,000, the bid's there. The rights to negotiate on an exclusive basis to the exclusion of every other buyer here today lay there. If you've come to buy, show me your interest now, or we'll deal only with the highest bidder at 985,000 for the first call at 985. Are we done?
90.
At 90, welcome, sir. And best of luck at 90 now. Fresh bid at 90, take me to a mill, sir. At 990,000, the bid's there. At mill at $1 million now. At $1 million even money at a mill. At $1 million and the bid's there now at $1 million. At $1 million even money. At $1 million, just around numbers, sir. It's only 5 more than 95. $1.5 million now, $1,005,000. At $1,005,000, fairly been offered here at $1,005,000. No, sir, but we are close at $1,005,000. I might have to see further instructions, but again, you want to be the highest bidder, but you know that. At $1,005,000. At $1,005,000, if it's in the budget, give me the bid. At $1,005,000 and the bid's there. At $1,005,000. First call at $1,005,000. At 10 now, at $1,010,000 and 15 if you like. At $1,010,000 at 15. At $1,015,000 at 15 on the mill. At $1,015,000 at 1015, 1015 the bid. At 1015 bid there, ma'am. Do I still have you? At 1015 at 1,015,000. Fairly been offered now. At 1,015,20 if you like. At 20, got it, $1,020,000. At $1,020,000, the bid's there. 25 now at $1,025,000. At $1,025,000. 30, can I say? At $1,025,000, fairly been offered now. $1,025,000. $1,001,025. First call at 25 on the mill. Second call at 10.25. At 30 now, at 10.30. At $1,030,000. At 35, at $1,035,000 and 40 if you like. At $1,035,000, fairly been offered now. $1,035,000. At 1,035. At $1,035,000, fairly been offered now at $1,035,40. Can I say at $1,040,000 now at $1,040,000? Make it 50, sir, at 45. At $1,045,000. At $1,045,000, bid back there one at 50 now at $1,050,000 and 55. Sir, ask me again. We are on the market and selling at $1,055,000. The bid's there, 60 if you like. At 55 here, 60 if you like. At $1,060,000 now. At $1,060,000. At $1,060,000 at 10.60. We are on the market. You promised me a bid, sir. I'm coming for you. At $1,060,000. We're on the market. We're selling. No. Thank you very much for your interest here though today. At $1,060,000, bids here, keys are here. We're on the market, we sell. $1,060,000. Need to know it's against you, sir. It's over here at $1,060,000. At $1,060,000, it's against you at $1,060,000 now. First call at 10.60. Done.
2.5.
At 2.5, $1,060,000, 2.5. At 65. So you make it nice and easy with $2,500 bids. If anything, if you want to lock the competition out, you have to go higher, not lower. At $1,065,000 and the bids there.
70.
At 70 now. At $1,070,000. At 70 back there.
80.
At 80 now, and that's how you buy. At $1,080,000. So don't let it scare you off. It's just a big bid. You can make one too. Take me to 1-1. At $1,080,000 now, fairly been offered. At 10.80 the bid. At $1,080,000. At 80,000 on the mill. Bids there. Keys are there. We are on the market. We sell here today at $1,080,000. Bids there, keys are there. We're selling. If you've come to buy, bid me now or forever hold your peace, because we are on the market. We sell $1,080,000. Bids there, keys are there. What do you say? Strong bidding, but you've got to finish strong if you want to buy.
He's really strong.
$1 million. You can be stronger, sir. Just believe in yourself. $1,080,000. $1,080,000. The bid's there.
2.5.
At 2.5, $1,082,500. At 82.5, the bid's back there. How about 90? At 85. At $1,085,000. Not so strong now. Down to 2.5. At $1,085,000 now. Take me to 90. $1,085,000 at 10.85. At 85 on the mill. At $1,085,000. Fairly been offered now. At $1,085,000. We're on the market. We're selling.
85's the bid.
At what? I can't be here for too long, sir. Christmas is around the corner. At $1,085,000, bids there. What do you say? 85 is against your bid at 85 from the mill. Can I say 90? At 1.1, great bid, 1,100,000 at 1.1 the bid. The bid's there, the keys are there. Don't let ski off, sir. 1.1, it's just a round number. 1.1 bid there. At 105 now, at 1105, at 1,105,000, at 1,105,000. Again, we are selling here today. 1,105,000. We're on the market. We sell 1,105 for the first call at 1,105,000. Are we done? Second call, 1,105. Are we done? Are we finished? Third. Final call, 105,000 on the mill. All done, all finished, all silent out at 1,105,000. Are we absolutely sure over there? I'm going to assume walking away they're done. All done, all finished, all silent, all out, 1,105,000. We are selling. Definitely done here, ma'am. Selling. Sold. Congratulations and well bid. Please join me in congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts, Rata and Co auction. Have a great weekend, a great Christmas. We'll see you again soon. Thank you. How are you, Anthony? How are you? Good to see you.